Hey, Ari Dossett here, Common Rashid. I'm your anthropologist and sociologist. Listen, what is one of the most terrifying things you can experience? Now, there are many terrifying things you can experience. Being kidnapped, being tortured, being stalked or gang stalked. But let me tell you that those things are obvious when they're happening to you. Nothing is easy to go through. Nothing I've experienced with all those things. Thank God I don't. I hope nobody has experienced with those things. Unfortunately, those things happen. Or maybe you found out your partner has been cheating on you for years. Or maybe as a man, you find out that the children you raise aren't really your children. I mean, there are many terrifying things can happen in life, unfortunately. But let me tell you, one terrifying thing that a lot of people don't consider terrifying. Oh, and by the way, I'm not promoting fear. We shouldn't operate in fear. Where terrifying I simply mean objectively disturbing, extremely disturbing. There is one disturbing thing that happens over and over again in daily life in the world that a lot of people don't realize how terrifying it really is. What is it? When something is off or when something doesn't add up in environment and it's in people's face that it doesn't add up, people should be talking about it openly, not behind closed doors, let's say gossiping about it. People should address things in the environment that doesn't add up. That's natural. By admitting that something doesn't add up, now you force one another to do something about it. That's how it should be. I don't care whether it's just that, there's a lot of trash on the roads because there's no service to pick up the trash. And because of that, it's stinking on the road with a lot of rats and mice being all over the place. I mean, there were some Italian cities that was going on in the south of Italy several years ago. I hope it's resolved now. It can be something like that. It can also be, for example, that the roads are not well maintained. There are a lot of holes in the roads. That can be quite dangerous, causing accidents. It can also be that, the trains are delayed so often. I mean, what goes on? Why can't the railways be managed properly? It can also be something more dangerous. For example, people go missing often, or there are a lot of children being abused at home. Or it can be that you have all these businesses popping up, but it seems like they are fronts for criminality. It doesn't matter whether it's something small that appears insignificant or it's something actually serious and grievous. When something does not add up in your environment, when there's a mismatch in your environment, you, as the people, you ought to address it. Simple as that. If you don't address the obvious mismatches and the obvious inconsistencies of your environment, that means that you are operating in a lie. That means you're lying. That means you're damaging yourself mentally. And if a group of people are doing it, you guys are damaging each other mentally. You guys are violating each other and violating yourselves. Look, I'm not saying that if something happens out there that's a bit weird, a bit off, you have to talk about it 24/7. No, it should be addressed. And if anyone calls it out, you should be willing to talk about it. What is quite terrifying and extremely disturbing is when something does not add up, especially if it's a grievous thing. Like people going missing often, or a lot of child abuse, or a lot of increase in homelessness, whatever. It's quite terrifying and quite disturbing when something grievous is going on openly and nobody talks about it. That means the people there don't want to deal with reality. That means the people there are developing delusions. That means that people there are in unrest. That means they're all escaping. And let me tell you, when a group of people are escaping, the unrest of that escapism will increase. So at some point, someone is becoming the outlet. Let's say that you have a family living across the street, and often the father is, getting drunk and beating his wife and his children. And the children often walk around with blue spots. It should be obvious that the neighborhood should admit what goes on, address it, and send intervention. Even if it's just a couple, no children involved, domestic violence should never be accepted, nor allowed, nor condoned in any community. It shouldn't. What if now people act like nothing happens? Guess what? Either one of those children grow up, becoming dysfunctional adults with a lot of mental issues, and as a result, one of those children may become a domestic abuser himself later on, or one of those children may be recruited into a cult because damaged adults who have deep-rooted childhood issues, with issues rooted in the childhood, they tend to be easy prey for cults. So either one of those children grow up becoming a perpetrator themselves, or they end up being assets for other toxic people. And now third parties will be injured later on. Or it can be that one day someone in the neighborhood calls it out, and now that individual becomes the target of everyone's anger. Why? Because people have been making a lot of effort, working hard to keep the issue silent, like it doesn't exist. And it's very hard and very exhausting to go against reality, pretend like something does not exist while it's in your face manifesting. If something is happening 10 kilometers away, out of sight, it's easy for you to just act like it doesn't happen because you're not confronted with the consequence of it. But when something is playing out right in front of you daily, it's very exhausting and hard to act like it doesn't exist. You'll have to make up a lot of excuses and a lot of, you have to come up with a lot of pretense, a lot of lies to cover this up. So when people make all this effort to act like something doesn't happen and anyone comes by and calls it out, my God, people are going to crash, people are going to feel hurt, people are going to feel rejected. And either will attack the individual calling it out, or they will offload this unrest onto someone else around them. So understand, suspicious silence is, I cannot say for everyone the most terrifying thing you'll encounter. Well, let me tell you, all the terrifying things can happen to you on earth. Kidnapping, being tortured, being cheated upon for years, being all the horrible things that can happen to a human being, it begins with suspicious silence. Something is not addressed. So yes, I dare to say, even though this may be something people disagree about, you can disagree about it, I don't mind, but I say as an anthropologist and sociologist, the most terrifying thing you can experience as a human being, I'm not talking damage-wise. Of course, if you've been kidnapped or you've been tortured, the damage is far worse than if you just been ghosted by a few people. I'm not talking about damage, I'm talking about situation-wise. Situation-wise, the most terrifying thing you can experience in this lifetime is when something is off in the neighborhood, in the environment, and people act like nothing is happening. When this goes on, I'm telling you, watch out. Get the hell out of there. Because if you don't, you'll end up paying the price. That's it for now. Keep it with Christ and be at peace.